Hello there.
Oh, hello. You just like click some buttons and then it's like, are we live yet?
Well, that's the thing is like you're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. And so I'm like, okay. You just have to hit the buttons. Like there's not a
Oh, well,
so
hello.
welcome everybody. How is it going? How are you doing? This is like a special, or it's not a special one. It's just like out of our normal live streams.
Special.
So welcome,
Extraordinary.
Bob, Jeffrey. Yes, ignite the spark.
We've got
Brit.
Brittany, Batu Bounder. We've got a lot of people
Everybody.
over on Instagram. Hello, welcome. It's you know what? Teresa's here yelling "Good journey" at us.
Yes,
Which is perfect. That's what we're here to talk about. We used to, way back before Princess and Scoundrel ever existed, you and I used to live stream every Sunday together over on your Twitch channel.
Who was that? That was the day.
That was the day. That was when we would have all the fun and we would play games and dress up. And
We
it'd
did
be
all.
like super weird. And now we do that on Thursdays.
Hey, Mary.
Hello. An emergency broadcast. Breaking news. No, it's not breaking news. Although, did you realize? I did not realize when I was like, you know what, we should have a live stream on Sunday to talk about this, that it was the 1-year anniversary from the final booking day. I was like,
I didn't realize, but
I realized it earlier today and I was like, oh,
I thought you should have just like played it. Like
it was all meant to happen. No, it was not. But yeah, it's kind of a weird one though too, because it's not a normal Sunday. It's like a cool Sunday because it's not a school night tonight.
I know.
Everybody's
Holiday
off tomorrow.
weekend.
Holiday weekend. Not everybody, but if the news is breaking, someone should fix it. Oh, Preston's in here. You're the best too. We're all the best. Everybody in here is the best that's hanging out with us. There is no emergency, I promise. There's no emergency. We've got Kristen over on YouTube. So yes, if you are new, I feel like I'm probably going to say this for like an entire year, but we used to just live stream over on YouTube. But now we have the capability. Technology has advanced to the point where we can live stream both on YouTube and on Instagram. So we do that. So sometimes if you see us talking to people and you were like, I didn't see anybody
If we're looking
comments
this
anything.
way, it's YouTube. YouTube, this is where I'm looking. Instagram, I'm right here.
Yeah.
So
You guys aren't going to remember
when I
that.
point this way, it's Instagram, YouTube, Instagram.
Have like
There's gonna
bars
be a
on the
test.
side or something.
There's gonna be a test later. So
I'm going to fail this test. I don't know what's going on. We're here to have for the good vibes. We did just wrap up we'll call this out right now. We did just wrap up our monthly Cantina hour.
Yeah.
With our Patreons. So that's fun. That's something we do once a month. We do 2 chats a month. We'll do a monthly cocktail hour, where we just hang out on our Discord that's exclusive to our Patreon or patrons. Yeah, and we have a little bevy. And then we also will do a coffee chat once a month as well. So it's like every other week. It's nice.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Except I didn't enjoy much of my beverage, and now all the ice is melted.
We were chatting.
We were setting up the stream. This one was kind of a weird one. We had one camera on the behind the scenes of everything you've got going on here, and you were running wires, and I was sitting here.
I was doing all the work.
Appreciating all of the work that you put
Thank
into
you.
it. But the reason that we are here is to talk about Good Journey. Good Journey.
You gave it a name.
I gave it a name. So let's set the scene a little bit. So as we all know, this last week has been a little bit of a heavy week for the Starcruiser community. About a week ago is when the 1 year, and I don't know if you want to call it an anniversary. I don't know if it's something to commemorate, but when they announced that the Starcruiser was closing, and then today is the anniversary of the marks 1 year. How's that? I'm not going to call it an anniversary because it's not something to celebrate, but marks 1 year since the final booking day, and so there's just a lot of like heaviness in the air. What we've done since Starcruiser closed is a bunch of us, like over 200 of us, went on a cruise in March to celebrate that wonderful experience that we all shared on the Starcruiser, collectively on our own voyages, and to hang out as a community, because I think the people that really loved Starcruiser, just everybody like vibe pretty well with one another, and we wanted to keep the legacy of the Halcyon alive and do that with a group trip, because that's what we would do on the Starcruiser. We would all get together on Starcruiser and hang out and have the Sublight Lounge hangs. And so since we did that on March 1st, which was the anniversary of it opening, we're like, well, let's keep the party rolling. So we're doing it again. So we announced on Friday that we'll be doing another anniversary cruise in 2025, and we're calling it Good Journey. And because we can't call it Wish Upon a Starcruiser because we're not doing it on the Wish. So, and we brought this up on our last live too. We were like, give us some suggestions for names that you may have, because I couldn't think of anything. And when I started the group officially with Royal Caribbean, I was like, the Halcyon Anniversary Cruise. I was like, it's not a very well named group, but we'll work with it for now and we can update it later. And so on our last live stream, I guess a week and a half ago, we were like, hey, throw names at us. And we got some really great, I can't remember all of them. There was like Halcyon and Beyond. There was Halcyon and on and on and on. There were a lot of good ones. Most of them had Halcyon in it, which I liked. But to me, when it finally like clicked, I was like, it's so obvious to name it Good Journey, because if you have ever received like something from me in the mail, I would either sign it Good Journey or Best Journey, just as a little nod to what all of the Blue crew would say on the Halcyon. And it's a good journey. We want to have a good journey together. Yeah. Like literally that's what we are trying to do, is have a good journey together. And so it just kind of clicked and it was like, oh, there it is. It's easy.
Keep it easy.
Easy. So we have the name, we have the ship. It is not even, nobody has slept on that ship yet. Nobody has slept in your cabin. Nobody has slept in your cabin on your bed because yet.
By the time that we're on it.
Well, yeah, people have slept on it, but it hasn't had its maiden voyage yet. It has its maiden voyage in July. And it is Utopia of the Seas. So it won't be by the time we sail the newest. Royal Caribbean cranks their ships out. Like, I was just on their newest ship, Icon of the Seas, in January. Utopia is debuting in July. And then Star of the Seas is debuting, I think, in December or January. But anyway, like they're pushing those ships out. This one's not quite as massive as Icon of the Seas, but it is it's one of the larger ships. So we're gonna have a lot of fun exploring that.
So I'm gonna cue you up. What was the main reason for choosing a Royal Caribbean cruise ship instead of a Disney ship?
Great question. I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so if you talked to me for longer than like a minute on the last trip that we were on, when we were on the Wish, I probably already talked to you. I was like, I don't know if we want to do the next one on a Disney cruise ship. And the main thing was that we didn't have a dedicated place to get together. So we kind of had to just like find nooks and crannies or times here and there where we could find a space to gather. And that's stressful. And it's hard to communicate to over 200 people. Hey, we got to meet over here now. Like, we can't do this. And not everybody buys the Wi-Fi, like all this stuff. So trying to figure out when the atrium would not be busy and there wouldn't be like any programming happening in there when you don't know, like nobody knows what the schedule is until you actually get on the ship.
Yeah.
Was difficult. And so just none of the Disney cruise ships have conference space. So that was a big one.
But that means that we're going to have an actual space. So we could actually have timed programming.
Yes.
So I think that is the biggest, like, yes.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. So now instead of being like, wait, where is trivia going to happen? Where is the swag swap going to happen? It's like, okay, just go back to the conference room. Like, you get the times and you go to the conference room and it will be there. And it is, I'm so, what a relief that is to just like have a dedicated
That's the part
place.
that I'm like more pumped about, is like, we're going to have like a dedicated space and, you know, dedicated times of like, this is when we could go in there and have whatever activities that we wanted to have.
So much room for activities. Jeffrey says one of those closed for private event signs is for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the private event. So that was one of
I'm
the
gonna have to make that sign, Jeffrey.
that was one of the big reasons. The other thing is the Disney Wish, and that was the reason we did the first trip on there. Was it was the only ship in the Disney fleet that has any kind of real Star Wars things on it. And there's two things. There is the cargo bay, which is the kids club, and there is the hyperspace lounge, which we kept that hyperspace lounge full and sold out the entire the entire voyage. So that part was great, but that was the only real draw to a Disney specific ship or anything that
But
had
the
Star
thing
Wars on it.
was, afterwards, when we asked, people were kind of let down by.
Which was our
hyperspace.
experience on the.
Yeah. I mean,
on-
it's the screen was fantastic, but in getting to see the Halcyon, on screen, but as far as the drinks, I think people were kind of underwhelmed. So
Yeah.
I think that was like, okay,
maybe
that's
not. Maybe
the-
just whelmed.
they were just whelmed.
Cheryl, thank you for. It's a whole
Bill?
lounge set.
No bar, but
No bar, but here's the other wonderful thing about not having it on a Disney cruise ship is we have more freedom to do things. We can say things without getting in trouble. Maybe we could play some music. Like we can have a place where we can actually do these things and just get to celebrate Starcruiser, I think, in a little louder way than we would have been if we had continued to do it on a Disney ship. Now, the Disney cruise, don't get me wrong, Disney Wish was amazing.
yes, the droid's welcome.
We do serve your kind here. The Disney cruise was wonderful. The cast members that work there are incredible. I think we even had cast members that were coming and hanging out with us on their time off because they were just so excited to see this group come in with so much energy. And it's a Disney cruise ship. We all love going to the Disney parks and we love the energy that they provide, and they carry that onto the ships as well. But let me say this about Royal Caribbean, because I spent a whole week on Icon of the Seas and I fell in love with Royal Caribbean on that cruise. It was so good. The people that work there are absolutely amazing. Our server every night, because it's very similar to Disney. They don't do rotational dining, so there's one big dining room. You sit at the same table every night, and you have the same server every night, but the menu changes. That's what rotates. But our server was absolutely fantastic. Really cared about us, and we sat there and we chatted with her every single night. Every single person you encountered was just absolutely so kind. And I think that's the other benefit of going on a brand new cruise ship is what they do. What we learned with Royal Caribbean is they take people that have been working with Royal Caribbean, and so they're seasoned, they're not cast members, but they're seasoned team members, if you will. And so they're good at what they do, but then they're on a new ship, so they're excited about what they do.
Yeah.
And we'll be on there within the first year, so we'll probably have the opening crew, if not maybe the beginning of the next
I think
crew.
on that, there's always that with anything new, there's sometimes those little wrinkles to iron out.
There, yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that, right? Because that's always the case. But no, I'm with you. The fact that we were able to get because that was my contribution, or my 2 cents of make sure we get a space, make sure we get a space, make sure we get a space. So, I wanted to make sure that we mentioned that, yes, we're gonna have a space.
Yeah. And really and truly, we have been working on this since the last cruise ended, trying to find the perfect cruise and why we picked, and I'll go through the reasons why we picked this particular cruise. But once we finally got through all of the hurdles to say can we have conference space? We have a group. Can we have conference space? And they were like, yes, you can have conference space, and it's big enough to fit everybody in our group. Then I was like, okay, I feel like I can announce it. There's still some things that I have to work out before I can actually put this thing on sale to you guys. But I'm just oh, fine. We did it. Let's see. Claudia says, hey, everyone. Hello, hello. getting space is a good thing. It is. Royal Caribbean, Patrick over on Instagram is saying Royal Caribbean's great. I bet this ship runs like a Swiss clock. I had such a fantastic experience. The programming is really fun. They actually did have Star Wars trivia on our Icon of the Seas. They call it something different, like one with the Force or something. Like they can't say the actual name of it, but they have lots of different types of trivia. I felt like there was a lot more programming happening at any given time.
Packages.
Drink packages. I didn't want to call that out as like the very first thing, but yes, there are drink packages available. And the great thing about this cruise, it's very similar. It's a 3-day cruise. The pricing. So pricing is cheaper than going with a Disney cruise. Disney is more, it's more on the expensive side, but you get a lot with a Disney cruise. Royal Caribbean, I feel like honestly you get almost as much, except you don't have the characters out roaming about, but you get so much with it, and it's cheaper. So if you include your drink package, you're probably still coming out better than the Disney cruises. So that's something to consider as well. And that was another reason that we really wanted. We were trying to keep costs down for everybody on this because Celebration is the next month.
Yeah.
We're hoping to go. We bought badges. We're hoping to go to Japan. And so we're like, if we really want to go to Japan, we know it's going to be expensive. Like we don't want people to feel obligated to spend a ton of money because man, there was an Icon of the Seas cruise. It's a 7-night cruise. Like it's a big.
But see, that's the other thing, the time commitment.
It's a time commitment. Some people can't take a whole week, and maybe we could one day. Maybe we can all take like a 1-week cruise together one day. But if Japan is the next month, like,
yeah,
and here's the thing, like, here's the point with the whole idea of getting together on these cruises is I want to make it accessible to anybody that wants to come. I want to keep the costs down low. I want to keep the length of time short enough that people can take off time to go do it. And especially with something like Celebration the next month, we have to keep that in mind.
And I think the big elephant in the room, we have to acknowledge, if you've been on the internet recently, there is a video that's out.
Oh, you're bringing it up.
I'm bringing it up. That the person didn't have a very good time on Starcruiser. And I think which differs from...
Let's preface what we did not watch the video.
Well, I did not watch the video. No. But they didn't have a good time.
Yeah.
And it was a critique of Starcruiser. In this household, we enjoyed Starcruiser. And there's a lot of friends and family, maybe a lot of you in chat, that enjoyed Starcruiser. And I think it's unfair to criticize people that enjoyed something, for you to criticize me because I enjoyed it, and to say that I was tricked or fooled or anything else I think that is what gets people upset.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't tricked. I wasn't fooled. I went because I wanted to go and I enjoyed it, and I went again because I enjoyed it. So I think that's where I chose not to watch it because I had a good time. It was an event. It was an experience that I don't regret.
Yeah.
So the people that I met through that experience are like now my people.
Yeah.
And so I don't think anybody should be shamed. I've said it since the beginning. Nobody should be shamed for something that they enjoy and they like and being able to express themselves. So I think now if this community is going to stick together, kind of now is the time to kind of stick together. It's like, hey, everybody can hate on us all we want, but we got each other.
But if that's your opinion, that's okay. The thing is, don't ick someone else's yum. Is that what it is? It's something different. Like it's something different, but like don't. If somebody likes it, let them like it.
And the thing is like, it's not going to change anything. It's been taken away from us. So saying that whatever you want to say, it's not going to change anything.
No,
I enjoyed it. Just let me be. Let me be happy. Like, leave me alone. Let me be happy.
Don't yuck someone's yum. That's what it is. Yeah. Please let me be happy. The older you get, the harder it is to be happy about something.
So,
Like, let's just
I'm
be
acknowledging
happy.
that to that point,
It's fair.
just because I know it's been, everybody's probably seen it or heard of it, or, whatever aspect of it. And, because we've gotten messages
We've
about
been
it.
sent it.
But I think that's kind of my stance on it, is just,
Yeah. And also,
let me
like,
be happy.
if
Let me enjoy what it took me a long time to get to that point in my life where I could stand up for things that I enjoy. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Very good point, Claudia. The fact that it was posted on we're not calling it an anniversary, the 1 year mark of the closure announcement was very, very interesting. But yeah, we didn't watch it. We have no intentions on watching it. Like watching a 4-hour video about how somebody didn't enjoy something that we really like is just like, we got other things we could watch instead. And so we'll do that. We'll play Overcooked. And get mad at each other for not washing the dishes
I need
fast
more
enough.
bread. Clean the plates. Clean the plates.
Oh my God. Okay, back to the good side, the good journey, if you will.
The good journey.
The good journey. So, yeah, there were a few stipulations that I particularly had on picking what we did, and then it also just it lined up really well. So, one, okay, accessibility rooms. Yes, I saw you mention that before. Royal Caribbean is really good with accessibility. There are accessible rooms available. We don't have any accessibility or accessible rooms in the room block, but I'll go through the room block and how that's going to work. And if you have needs outside of the room block, how that will work as well. But yes, we are good. So here were my stipulations for what we needed to have. We needed it to cover the March 1st anniversary. That number one, it either had to encompass March 1st, or if anything else, it had to be the day like before or after the cruise, so that way we could all go celebrate like on Planet or something. 2, because we are here for Starcruiser, I really wanted it to be out of Port Canaveral. Now, not an absolute necessity, but like a very nice to have. 3, we already went through this, but it had to be affordable. And it couldn't be too long of a cruise because of Celebration Japan coming up the month later. Like I said, I want people to be able to say like, it's a long weekend. I can make that work. That was the 3rd one. And then the 4th one, what was your stipulation? Conference space. So those were the big ones that we really looked for. And when looking at that, and truth be told, I didn't even look at Disney cruises for this one because the only one that we could do it on was the Wish. People have already done the Wish, and it doesn't have a conference space.
Well, and I think one of the other things that we kind of were thinking, and kind of like, well, let's change it up. Like that way we don't get bored with like going constantly to the same
thing.
Same thing.
Who would go back over and over to the same location?
But I mean, like as far as like, let's go try something else.
Yeah.
Like we're all together. Let's go try something else. And that was kind of the idea of like, we'll try this one. If everybody's like, nah, that's not it. Like, okay, we do something somewhere else.
I'm going to be real honest with you. You know this. I'm going to be real honest with you because you guys don't know this. So I was given the opportunity to go and pay a lot of money to go on Icon of the Seas. Like that was not a free trip or anything like that. Like I paid my full fare to go. And it was, I had hesitations. I was like, I'm paying a lot of money to go because it was a 7-night cruise. It was the inaugural sailing. So of course it's expensive for the inaugural sailing. And it was a Royal Caribbean cruise. I'd never been on one before. And I was like, it's not a Disney cruise. I'm not excited. And I was I was excited to go and experience something new. But in the back of my mind, I had a lot of holdups. And I was like, it's not a Disney cruise. It's not going to live up to Disney. Disney set this high standard for the quality of service that they provide in their theme parks, on their cruise ships, whatever. Royal Caribbean, I don't know. The only time that I was like upset or like annoyed on the cruise was because it was a 7-night sailing. By like the 3rd night, like I missed you guys. Like I wanted to be with my people, and that was it. Like it was just like I was with Cheryl, with my agency owner and sister-in-law. And so she and I had a great time. And then I had a few friends that were on there as well. But so that was good because I was able to like connect with people. But I didn't have my people, but that was my only gripe. Like everything else was absolutely amazing about this cruise. And Utopia of the Seas has a lot of the very same things on it. So you have these water shows that take place every night. You have theater productions that take place. You have tons and tons of bars that you can go hang out at, tons of pools. They have water parks. On the top decks, they have Central Park where you can go walk through and you can go get sushi. You can go do all of these things. You have just these beautiful, beautiful spaces. It's a huge ship. It is bigger than the Wish. And you can actually like spread out if you want to. Yeah. And there's a drink package. So you can pay for all of your drinks ahead of time and
I think that was the only thing that I heard. It's like, there's a drink package. There's a
yeah,
drink
dude.
package.
Well, I
didn't
get the drink package initially. I had this package, which I don't know if you noticed. I was very
wow,
deliberate. Look at that with our. I don't know if you can see it with our water bottles today. So this was the one that came with the.
This was our last one.
It comes with any of the drink packages. That particular cup, like if you do a soda package. So initially, I just bought like the soda and coffee package, and then like 2 weeks before, there was like a crazy deal on the drink package, and I was like, you know what, I would enjoy this cruise more if I had the drink package, and so I got the drink package, and I had a great time. Jeffrey says, I think it's a maximum 15 drinks per day, though I've got 5 free ones per day because of my Royal Caribbean loyalty level. Yeah, it's something, I think it's 15 or maybe even 17 or 18. And there's like a time, they time you out between ordering drinks.
That's 15 max, though. That's like,
it's a lot.
That's still like,
you're partying. You're partying. I tried it out. Like, I tested that drink package the first night, like pretty heavily. And then after that, I was like, I'm good. No, they don't monitor the alcohol or the sodas. Yes, and the drink package covers Coco K. So we'll get to Coco K and we'll get to the drink package and just like, oh my God. I'm so excited about this one. Like, I talk about Icon of the Seas, if not daily, then like every other day. Because I really loved that cruise so much. And I carry the water bottle around every day. Like, it's a good water bottle, but too, it's just like, it was good. Now, Royal Caribbean does have one.
Peter says Royal Caribbean does not have a limit.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. I think it's like maybe it's a 5 or 10 minute cool down between drinks that you can order, though. It's something like that.
Patu Bounder 15. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
So okay, so we went through our stipulations on what the cruise needed to be, and so then once we decided on Utopia of the Seas was like it. There was one other one, I think it was Adventures of the Seas, but it's an older ship. It's not as big. And honestly, if we're going to get people to move from Starcruiser to an actual cruise ship, like that was kind of the first like baby stuff, but getting on the cruise ship. But if you're going to go to another cruise ship or cruise line, it should probably be like a newer ship.
And then we'll have Peter there to do when they go to the inaugural one. They could do a review for us.
Are you going? I know we talked about it. Are they going?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming they are.
I hope you are. Tell us all the things. Yeah. Test that drink package, please. But yeah, so Utopia of the Seas it kind of lined up for doing what it is that we were trying to do. And it's out of Port Canaveral, so it's close. We can go do Batu the night before, and then we can all go head over to Port Canaveral the next day and go do our cruise. Oh, perfect. Peter will be on the maiden voyage. Thank you for your service. Yeah. Please tell us all the things we need to do. So what's the itinerary for the cruise? Let's talk about that. Again, it's a 3-night cruise. I wish it was a 4-night cruise. I thought it was a 4-night cruise, but it follows the same voyage itinerary as the Disney Wish, is that they do a Friday to a Monday, which is a 3-night cruise, and then they do a Monday to a Friday. So if you're out at Port Canaveral, the Wish and the Utopia are going to be on the same schedule. Now, Sunfields are here. Amos is here. Hello. We will be departing Port Canaveral on February 28th, and then we'll have that evening on the ship. It'll be sailing along. And then the very first full day is going to be March 1st, which is the anniversary that we will be celebrating. We'll be at Nassau. So we did Nassau on the Disney Wish cruise last time. So there will be excursions if you want to go do excursions, if you want to stay on the ship. It's a massive ship. There's going to be plenty to do on the ship. And we'll get to the events and the things that we're planning.
I think that's the only thing I'm here for. So go ahead, keep going.
Thanks. I'm so glad I'm keeping you engaged here. But then March 2nd, the second full day that we're there, is perfect day at Coco Cay. And first of all, I love that that's a whole phrase that you feel incentivized to say it the entire thing. But that's Royal Caribbean's private island. And that place is dope. Like, it is so dope. The drink package does carry on to Coco Cay, and so does the internet package. So if you get the internet package while you're on the ship, it carries out to Coco Cay.
So if you need to work on the island,
I probably will, yeah. But like when I was on Coco Cay, I was able to text you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like no issues. And I was like sending you pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. It was wonderful. They have an adult only beach there. You have to pay extra to go into that section of it, and then they have like a really, really fancy section where like the people that book the nice suites go into there. And then they have a lot of beach that's like, they have a family friendly beach. They have one that's a little more, like a couple that are a little more chill, but it is a very big island. We walked it and it took us like over an hour to walk the whole thing, but they have trams that'll take you around too. But they have kind of like on Castaway Cay, where they have,
which is spelled the same.
Is it Key or is it K? Nobody knows. I feel like Disney calls it Castaway Cay. Did
not call it Castaway Cay.
But then it's also the 5K on Castaway Cay.
She's going to be at the pool bar.
Yes. But yeah, it's wonderful. Like, it was great. You could go up to the bar, just go get a drink. There was like pirates singing. Like, it was.
I mean, I haven't been, so I'm going to have to take your word for it.
It was a whole vibe. It was wonderful. I loved being there. I think I dipped my toes in the water, but I was just like, oh, and they had the ice cream cones, the soft serve on the island too. So I just like sat in a lounger on the beach, read my book, and like had my ice cream cone. Heaven. Oh my God. I'm so like, look at my face right now. I'm so excited. You keep typing CAY Batu Bounder, but I don't know how to say that. Is it Key? Is it K?
Bohemians all call them K. I'm assuming it's K.
Disney pronounces it Key, but then they also have the 5K at Castaway Cay. K. I don't know. Moving on. And then March 3rd, we get back to so Monday morning we'll be back in Port Canaveral. Thank you. So Roombach, let's talk specifically about. Oh, Peter says, try to convince Sarah Disney cruises were cool. She didn't believe me and then loved it. Told her Royal Caribbean was awesome. She didn't believe me. Then went on one and is now organizing one. Peter, you are the ultimate influencer. I was very, very surprised with Royal Caribbean. Like, it won my heart for sure. Like, I am trying to get Steven. I'm like, we have a very packed travel schedule, unfortunately, for the next few months. But I'm like, you need to go on one of these cruises. It is.
I mean, again, you've gotten me on a ship. I think that is an accomplishment in itself, and the fact that I'm excited for the next one, it's not a thing of like dread. Then you're winning. So,
Millhouse, everything's coming up Millhouse over here.
Chad's on the ship.
Chad is on a Disney cruise ship. He was messaging us about chicken tendies. He said, I forget which ship he's on. He said that the good chicken tendies, he got them day one. And then when he went to go get the other chicken tendies, or like another day, he said they weren't the same. Ooh. But there were like too many allergies.
But wasn't that something?
The Disney Wish does not have the chicken tendies.
That's the cruise line tendies, right?
They don't have the cruise line tendies. They have different tendies. But when we went and toured the Magic, we're going on the Magic. When we toured the Magic, we had the tendies. I was like, I got to try these tendies. There was nothing special about them. Peter, to steal a line from your book, I feel like I am a connoisseur of tendies. Like, I grew up on nothing but pizza and tendies.
Hey, I think we've got a lockdown on tendies, and
They were nothing of note. I was whelmed. Jeffrey said we're turning into cruising people. It hit us really hard. After the first one, we weren't.
Okay, so Jeffrey, on that. So this is my thinking. This is my very practical thinking on that. Is it's somewhere where we could go, and I think we've talked about this on stream, or maybe I was talking to somebody else. But the thing that I enjoy about it is, okay, so we could go. It's I think it was our last episode when we were talking to Aaron. But it was like it's a whole like hangout. So you go on the cruise, you go to bed or whatever, or if you're going to some kind of event, you're hanging out. You're getting to hang out, and that's it. And you don't have to leave. It's like if it was a Disney park, you get to sleep like right
in
next
the park,
in the park.
basically, yeah.
And then you just go to your room, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you start the day, and you're in the park.
Yeah.
And you go to a ride, go to eat, go to ride, go to, do whatever, hang out. And then you go to bed, or, go to the, after hour stuff, and then go to bed. Yeah. And then you wake up, and you're in the park again.
Like you're sleeping.
So I think that's the part that I've started to just like really appreciate. And then as far as the cost, it's just like, it's all there.
It's all there.
So I'm not having to like, oh, well, I want this food, so it's going to be another $20. Here's another, I want to try this thing, but I don't know if I like it or not. So
yeah, it's wonderful.
The practicality of that part, I enjoy.
I think what you like is because it takes me so long to get ready. You're just like, I'll meet you down there.
I do enjoy that. I do. Like, there was many times I was just like, all right, I'm going to go. And I didn't, it was not a thing.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. I was like, oh, I don't have to rush now. I'll take my time. The funny thing about like getting ready is if I have 30 minutes or if I have an hour and 30 minutes,
you're still late.
I will fill all that. I will fill all of that time, and I will look the exact same regardless.
So Rob says the DCL chicken tendies are the most overrated Disney food. It's like they are fine, but not anything. Yeah, I mean,
I haven't been wowed by a tendy yet on Etsy.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm.
Now let me. Oh my god!
Okay,
my god! I totally forgot about this. I'm so excited about this. I don't know, Peter. I don't know if you tried it. The French onion soup on Royal Caribbean.
Peter says if history repeats itself next year, Sarah will love the teddies.
I'm assuming tendies.
Tendies, okay.
We'll see. We'll be on a Disney cruise next week. We'll see if the tendies are good. The French onion soup. Dude, you love French onion soup. You love onions. You love soup.
Yes. Yes.
You're maybe French. This soup is made for you. What'd you put in this drink? No, the French onion soup. I promise you, I burned my tongue so many times on that cheese because it was so good. I ordered it every single night that it was available. I was on a 7-night cruise. I probably ate 7 bowls of French onion soup. It was one of the best things I have ever consumed in my life. I forgot that we were going
there's
back
other
on
food other than French onion
No,
soup.
I forgot that I have another chance to eat this food. So look forward to that.
Okay.
You look forward to that too. Like you guys are going to love the French onion soup on this cruise. Do you like Starcruiser? Do you like French onion soup?
That's the tagline right there.
Anyway, moving on. The food really was really good on the cruise. I would say I liked it better than the Wish. It's not themed dining. Like it is a restaurant.
I enjoyed 1923.
And the food's like that
and
every
Marvel.
night.
I wasn't crazy about Arendelle.
No.
And at either time that we went.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
The one thing. See, Cheryl says the French onion. I ordered that sucker every time. She tried. What did you try, Cheryl? You tried something really weird one night, and you made me try it. Escargot. I hate snails.
Ooh.
Did I tell you that?
The Promenade or Central Park. But that's on the icon, right?
No, they have Central Park.
Oh, okay.
So the Promenade is the atrium.
Okay.
Central Park is a straight up park inside. So Royal Caribbean's a little bit different. If you went on the Wish or if you've been on any cruise ship, Royal Caribbean ships are a little bit different in that they have rooms that are facing out to the ocean, and then they have rooms that are facing in. And so instead of it being an interior room where it's like a straight up interior room, the center of the ship is open up to the sky. And so there's typically two parts.
You could see like all the.
So down on the bottom level of that is one side is Central Park, and it straight up looks like they are real trees.
So they have it like on all the other ships though?
Not all of them, but the one that we're going on, it does, and Icon did. They have straight up trees.
Yeah.
Like massive, like 30-foot tall trees. And they have these like tall walls of like plants and succulents. You really do have to remind yourself you're on a ship. You're like, there are trees. Like you don't see ocean.
That's pretty cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, see, Jeffrey agrees. Arendelle was the weakest.
Yeah. No, it was fine.
But again, I think the thing is like the different
pockets
ships,
on
they
it.
have different like.
They've got their things,
Yeah,
right?
so-
So Disney likes to combine their entertainment and their dining because they're known for their like character dining and stuff like that. Royal Caribbean, you eat at the same restaurant every night, but the menu changes depending on where you are or like what night it is. They'll have like Pirates Night, so it's more like Caribbean themed. And they went through different. They had like a Mexican one, and they had tres leches, but it was not tres leches at all. That was not at all, but it was really good. But yeah, so they have Central Park on one side, and then I think it's typically like Boardwalk on the Icon. It was the kids' neighborhood that I was in. I was in Surfside. It was very loud. I think on Utopia it's Boardwalk, and so it should be a little more chill. Rob says the best part of the Wish is the festival of foods on the pool deck, Donald's Cantina, and the barbecue are game changers. Pretty sure I ate 2 slabs of ribs during my Wish cruise.
Those ribs are.
That barbecue place was like the best. And they have options like that on Royal Caribbean, so you can go to.
So they have like the kind of buffet style.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they have the buffet, so kind of like Marceline Market where it's a buffet.
Okay.
They have Windjammer, and that's where they have the super cute. They're like dressed up as foods, like people that are
like-
dressed up as foods, and they sing like the Washi Washi songs. And so they'll sing popular songs, but they change the lyrics to be like "Wash your hands, be healthy, be clean." And it's you're like, absolutely, I will wash my hands. Like you're making this so fun. Like you've convinced me. But they'll also have little food places, so you can go and get tacos from a place, or you can go and get like little small bites in different places. Yeah, it's Boardwalk, not Surfside. So it is. The ship is really fun. It's a different vibe from a Disney ship for sure, but they do still have kids clubs for all ages. So if you are bringing your kids, there are areas for them to go and hang out. But the room block. So I have currently 3 different room categories reserved. I have a very small amount of rooms in the Boardwalk side. So you're not it's a balcony room, but you're not facing out to the ocean. You're facing into the balcony or to the Boardwalk. And on the Boardwalk side is where the Aqua Theater is. So it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a theater with water. So there's a pool in there, and they'll have a show every night that we're there where I don't know exactly what the show is going to be, but it's like water acrobatics and like synchronized swimming and stuff. They did a really good job. They actually played the Imperial March in the show that we watched on Icon. So if you have one of those rooms, you could watch that show every night from your balcony if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool.
Good to know.
They have high divers and everything too. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, that's the one that they changed the floor, right?
The floor changed, and you don't see it change, but you have them dancing, and the water's like inches, and then all of a sudden,
Somebody just jumps.
a minute later, there's high divers diving into it, and you're like, "How are you alive right now?" So I have a select group of rooms for that are their balcony rooms. They're very nice. Then I have ocean view rooms, and it's balcony. So ocean view balcony, and then I have a handful of just regular ocean view rooms as well. So no balcony, but you still have a window to see out to the ocean if you want to. So those are the 3 categories that I have at the moment. And here's the thing, with those rooms, they are all double occupancy.
Copyrights or no?
Right? I don't know how it works, but they had Imperial March. Jeffrey says, put me down for one of those balcony rooms. So here's the thing with them. They are double occupancy. So we can do a max of 2 people in the rooms that are in the room block. If you are traveling with 3 or more people, you can do one of two things. You can book multiple rooms if you want to, or we can book you a room outside of that room block and then transfer you into the group so that you can still be part of the group activities. That's not a problem. Like if you have accessibility issues, if you want to be in one of the suites, like if you want, there's the nicest suite on there. The ultimate family suite is still available. The Royal Loft suite is still available. Like there's lots of really nice rooms available still on the sailing. So if you have a taste for finer things in life, if you have accessibility needs, if you have a large family that you're bringing, you have the option to still cruise on this cruise with us and be brought into the group. I just have to book the cruise for you and then move you into the group. And that's all a bunch of boring stuff that I do on the back end. You don't have to worry about that. I will release the pricing on that soon. I'm just waiting on a few things to finalize, and then we can put that out there to everybody. And then we can start booking. Like once I get the pricing finalized, like we're ready to roll. Let's see what else. Event space. That's what you're here for, right?
And that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
I'm just like blank stare, like, okay.
Thanks.
You told me about the ship.
But did you hear me talk about the French onion soup?
But it's okay. So we have this. We want the space, or we're scheduling the space.
We're scheduling the space now.
For a. I mean, do we say how many times that we?
We can talk about. I mean, we don't have them finalized just yet, but we can talk about the things that we're planning.
So I think we want to have like an initial, the first day.
Day 1, welcome.
Welcome. Like a little toast.
Good journey.
And then day 2, if you don't want to get off at Nassau.
Well, before you jump to day 2, day 1, we're going to do the swag swap.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I don't know if you want to talk about like.
Yeah, we can go into the details.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little toast of kind of the welcome everybody. So then we actually have a space, and we could hang out, and then that's when I think we could do our swag swap.
Yeah,
and take any pictures that we want to do.
Exactly, Jeffrey. It's a meet and greet so that everybody can get to know one another. If you weren't on the last voyage that we went on, if you brought new friends, if you love Starcruiser but you didn't go on the last one, or maybe you're like part of the community that's just kind of been lurking around and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this trip this time. Yeah. That's your kind of in to go and hang out and meet people and do the swag swap, meaning like if you decide to bring things and trade with people, you can do that. If you don't want to bring things, you don't have to do that. You can still come and just hang out with people. Yeah. Like just come catch the vibes. Like have a great time, come hang out with us. I think we're going to try to do that like before dinner. So that way everybody's cool. And the wonderful thing, this means absolutely nothing to any of you. This is so much easier on my part. Everybody will be seated together at dinner. Yeah. At the same time.
Because we're a group.
Because we're an actual group. So yes, we can actually book in as a group. We'll all be at the 7:30 seating. So if anybody in the group doesn't necessarily want to eat that late and they want to go for the earlier one, you can do that. Just know that you're probably going to miss a lot of the programming we have in the conference space, because that will probably be meeting like right before dinner. Yeah. So that we can all just like kind of hang out and then usher our way over to the dining room.
Grab a drink and then
use that drink package, man. This is the thing, you buy it, you feel like you got to use it.
Day 2, Nassau.
Day 2, Nassau.
So if you do want to get off or you don't want to get off, I think we'll have like an afternoon time, because there was programming from the last time that like we had trivia, we had a scavenger hunt, just other things. So we want to have maybe like a, like I think there was supposed to be a sabacc tournament, but didn't happen because again, no space.
We couldn't get space.
So I think the afternoon period that we're gonna have will be the game time.
Yeah.
We'll have hopefully some people bring out their sabacc decks. If there's a trivia, or again, it's just a hang time, but we'll have that as like game time.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't have to be there, but you if you want to get off at Nassau, you can. But if not, you could just come hang out and play some games.
Join us, won't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's what she says. I always say, join us, won't you? From Schitt's Creek, from Moira Rose. But apparently she doesn't say that because I looked it up the other day. But But yes, so we'll have dedicated place to play board games or any kind of games that want to be played, trivia, whatever. We will have space dedicated for that. And then I think this is not confirmed. Do I say it? I don't know if I should say it. I don't want to get your hopes up. I'm going to say it. I'm almost done with my drink. I'm going to say it. I think we're going to do an Outer Rim regalia.
Yeah, that evening.
That evening. Dress in your galactic best. Now, here's the thing. I still have to confirm with them like what we can get away with from costuming perspectives, lightsabers, headdresses, helmets, those types of things. But dress in your galactic best.
Yeah.
Like you would have for the Outer Rim regalia. And we're gonna have like maybe a little cocktail hour, like a little red carpet. Maybe play some
Galactic Superstar
some tunes from the Galactic Superstar, so everybody can get dressed up for that. Because like last time we had Pirates Night, and that was fun. Everybody dressed as space pirates, so we had this like a huge group of people just like living it up with the little dance party. But this time we get to dress our best.
Yeah, I'm excited because again, it's like a little bit, regalia.
Yeah. Internally, Stephen and I are calling it Posh Isley. But it'll be an Outer Rim regalia, so we can all get dressed up. It will be hopefully right before dinner, and then we can go into dinner dressed up and all nice and fancied up. And then here's what I've titled the wrap-up event. So we'll have one event on the last day to just kind of like hang out. Is a dedicated time, since we're not going to have like necessarily a hyperspace lounge where you can come and go. We're going to have a place where people can.
That would be crazy, huh, Bill?
We'll have the conference space so we can all get together one last time, and we'll do a farewell party. And my sappy self called it "Here's to the end of one extraordinary journey," wrap party.
But I think the big thing, the big thing from our last one is, we had like the little swag box that we gave all our guests.
Yes.
And this one from that last voyage, like when you got the yearbook that everybody signed, you really enjoyed it.
I've cried multiple times over that.
That was where you're like, I really want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I think that was kind of your thing. You're like, I want to do that for everybody. And so that way we could all have like these, not just me, but everybody has like this yearbook that we sign on that last day.
You're giving away like my
but
big
I know
goals of it. Your drink is finished too. Yes.
I mean, it's a cool idea. So
it is a really cool idea, and it was so beautiful, and it was so kind. And so just if you didn't see it happen, and if you didn't watch our recap video of Wish Upon a Starcruiser, one of the passengers made a book. It was a blank book, and had all of the people, not a lot of the people from the group, sign kind of like a yearbook, but specifically for me. And I broke down. I cried massive tears in the hyperspace lounge when it happened. And then I read through some of them, and then I had to kind of come down off of that voyage a little bit and like wait a few days before I could actually read the rest of them. And then I bawled again at just how beautiful it was. And I want everybody that goes on this cruise to experience that, because I am no more of a fan than anybody else that is going on this cruise. And so I want, yes, exactly. It was Sherry and Stuart that did it. I'm no less of a fan, or no more of a fan than anybody else. And so I want everybody to experience that, because it was beautiful. And it really is like a summer camp now where we all can get together like on this cruise and just go hang out. And so my grand idea, if I can pull this off, and I may need help from some of you, is to get pictures from everybody. So it can truly be like a yearbook, so that you can sign next to your name. If you're willing to put your picture out there. If not, we can have like a silhouette of a Rhodian, maybe a Twi'lek, like however we want to do it. But just have pictures of everybody on there, so that way we can all like commemorate the voyage. Because I think that was the most beautiful thing that came out of this. Was I have a massive box of stuff that people just gave us.
Yeah.
Like we have the toothpaste scraper, like the
Oh, yeah. We
we
use
use
it.
all the time. We use it every day. A project for Diana. Like it was the sweetest thing, and I don't know if
I like how about two bounders
you're
signing up.
signing other people up for for work. But I don't know. Let's see. We need to do bad high school photos, acne, bad hair.
Oh man, with the big hair.
Oh yeah, with the big bangs and everything. But like
I wish I
cheesy,
had
but like
hair.
also like Star Wars. Like awkward, but Star Wars.
That could be.
But
Anyways.
we'll work on the details later. You could do like your character if you want to be in character. You could just do like, you know what,
I mean,
this is
because
the best picture.
Jeffrey pointed out like there was people that got those CSL photos.
Put your CSL photo in there.
Put
If
it
you
to
have a
use,
picture,
man.
if you have a picture from 30 years ago and you're like, this is the best picture that was ever taken of me and will ever be
see?
taken of me, use that photo. I don't care. Like just submit a photo. So we'll have something where we can submit photos, and we'll get little picture books printed so that people can sign things. But I want that to be the last night where it's kind of like a KIT, keep in touch. Don't ever change. And one, it spawned from that, like getting that book. That was I think one of the nicest things that anybody's ever done for me. Like it meant so much to me, because it does. I mean, it's not nothing. Like I put a lot of hours into this to make this happen, and happily, because like I want to hang out with all my friends and all the Starcruiser people and all these wonderful people. And this, going back to what you said, have to just be together and enjoy the things, and be in a safe place where it's safe to enjoy the things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
The internet, it's not always a safe place. We have our Facebook groups, we have live streams like this, but like to be in a physical place where we can just be with people that just like, they get it. And there's no hesitation to just jump in and be like, you like Starcruiser? I like Starcruiser. Let's go to the bar. Like these trips mean a lot to me, and that's why I put the time in, because I genuinely love it. Joyce is in here. Joyce, I think about you every day when I brush my children's teeth, and I use the Stormtrooper scraper. I asked her, I was like, "Are you a dentist?" She was like, "No." Hags. Oh, we never did hags. Have a good summer. I love that. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing. I'm excited. Oh, we should talk about, so part of that. So the event, we skipped over kind of a crucial piece of that. So there is gonna be an event ticket for doing the things in the conference room. It's literally just to cover the cost of the conference room and like the things that we're gonna be doing for the conference space. It is not to try to say like, oh, you can't come to our club unless you pay. It's going to be $100 per cabin. So even then, it's still cheaper than what we did for the Wish, but $100 per cabin, not per person, per cabin, and that will cover what we need to do to make the event space happen. What else did we have? I think that's pretty much it. In terms, and we talked about dining. We're all going to be dining together. So yeah, those are the main things. So if you have any questions, a cover charge. If you have any questions, drop them out here. I think you guys have covered or asked most of your questions. Anyway, Kristen says, my parents who didn't get the chance to do Starcruiser still talk about how welcoming and family-like everyone was on the Wish, which was amazing. Like,
and that's what we want.
That's what we want. One last thing that I'll say, and we talked about it on the. Oh, yeah, sure. We'll talk about this. Can you address the Galaxy Cruise on May 4th? Yes. So the Galaxy Cruise is put on by Six Man Productions, and our good friends over at Think the Maker or Think the Creator, depending on
which ad you get.
On which ad you get. They're going to be doing a podcast panel on.
So that one's like a chartered 6-man chartered an entire ship.
Yes, a Norwegian cruise line, I think.
And that is the same, probably the same ship as Emo's.
I don't know if it's the exact same ship, but it's like, I think they typically partner with Norwegian to do these cruises.
So they're doing like a con.
At sea.
At sea.
Yeah.
And I think the Maker is doing a panel.
Yep.
And they asked them to do a mosh as well.
Yeah.
So they'll have a panel and a
Yeah. So
mosh there. So we're not consider. Well, it's a mosh.
it's a true mosh.
It's a
Like
mosh.
it's a true mosh, but we're not going to be going on that
Yeah,
cruise.
it's a.
The boys
it's
are
a-
taking that one.
Yeah, and there's not like an admission to or there's
I
no
think it's just
there's no
like-
ticket to that mosh. Like
No.
if you're on the cruise ship, you're going to that mosh.
Go to mosh. You go watch the boys crush mosh for us.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're not going to be on that one
at this point.
No plans to at the
Yeah,
moment.
because that's like right between.
It's
or
right after.
Right after.
It's like a week after we get back from Japan.
Yeah.
So like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I have to
they're gonna.
I have to do my day job eventually. They're gonna start worrying. Oh, nice. AP's booked
So-
on Galaxy. There's a few people in here that
Yeah,
are booked on
I think,
Galaxy Cruise that I know of.
Patrick may be there.
Yep. Yeah,
So.
there's a few people that I know. I tried to help. Yes, Jeffrey, I can. I tried to sign up. I did sign up to like sell Galaxy Cruise to like support the boys. Like, hey, go watch the boys. Like, do really cool things. But Six Man just isn't set up like. They are a production company that chartered a cruise, and they are not a vendor or a cruise line. So the way that they work with travel agents was like, it's just not the norm, and it wasn't. I didn't think like the way that I would go about booking cruises for people. So you can put my reference number in there when you book if you want to, and it gives me credit, but I can't really do anything for you. So
Brand is the Knights of Kim gonna be the bouncers.
that would be great. For Mosh, that'd be wonderful.
Well, I thought for ours.
Oh, for ours too. For our Posh Isley. I don't say anything to the boys. I haven't said anything about Posh Isley to the boys. Yeah, we're hoping to go to Japan. But yeah, I mean, I think the last thing that I'll say about the Good Journey cruise. One, I have to confirm some details on the pricing before I can officially open it up. And it may be, we'll see. I want to open it up soon. I would love to open it up this week if I can confirm the pricing and those types of things. But we are going
But
on.
it's a holiday weekend, so
It's a holiday weekend, so I have been patiently waiting for a few days now because I had terrible timing on asking my questions. But we're going on the preview cruise for Lighthouse Point. We're going on a Disney cruise next week. And so I'll be busy with that. So I'm hoping we can open up booking this week. And so that way I can get like the initial rush done before the cruise. But if not, then it'll have to wait until after the cruise. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, one last thing I'll say, kind of hearkening back to Katie asked, will the boys be on Good Journey? I don't know. I haven't invited them, to be really honest.
well, we gotta see. With them, it's always the tour, like their tours, because like Adam's going on with Yellow Card again.
Oh, are they?
I thought they were.
Oh, maybe. That might be like a festival thing though.
Yeah.
But I think are they booked on Emo's Not Dead cruise again? I think they might be. I don't recall.
Yeah.
I don't
we
know.
gotta check.
But yeah, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, the one last thing that I'll say is like, and we'll talk more in depth on the episode with like that we had with Aaron Sagers on our normal live stream this Thursday. But one thing I noticed, because it's the 1 year marking of that final booking day, is like what I've learned from Spooky Disney and from this and from Wish Upon a Starcruiser and now from this next journey we're going on together is like, it's the people, man. Like, it's the people. Like that. I loved Starcruiser for what it was, and it brought all of these wonderful people into our lives. But like, I thought my passion was Starcruiser. I think my real passion is just like bringing people together and like helping to foster communities, because being on Wish Upon a Starcruiser and seeing the love that people that had never met each other before in their lives had for each other, and like that swag swap, and just like people were just like full armed carrying stuff either to give away or like that they received.
Yeah.
Just from perfect strangers.
I I mentioned that. It was just like going, like hanging out with, people that we were on the same experience, but we weren't on the same cruise.
Yeah.
And it was just like after the fact that we were there and experienced the similar things, but it wasn't the same one.
Right.
But we were on the same page.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing is we both enjoyed it, and that was the thing. But now we could enjoy other things together.
Yeah.
So
it was wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, shocked that things went as well as they did. I think I always go into like, whenever I'm planning something like this, I always go in with like doom and gloom, like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if all these things go wrong? And none of it did. Everybody was like so kind to each other, so great. Like, we didn't have any issues. We made it work. Like, the fact that we didn't have a conference space and we made so many of the events actually happen and like work was wonderful. And so the fact that things should be less stressful going into it this time, we'll be good. Bill says we'll miss the hyperspace lounge. There's karaoke on this ship, and that's where Cheryl and I hung out like almost every night on Icon. Like, we never got up and did karaoke, but it was just fun to just like watch people do it. And then they have nightclubs. I didn't even talk about, they have this thing called the Quest. Who in here has been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and who here has done the Quest? Because that was interesting. It is an adult game show.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it that way. It is it is for adults
it's
only.
Get spicy.
It starts at like 11 p.m. at night. It's after all the kids go to bed. It was a good time. Jeffrey, see, he's been on many. He's watched many quests. So you know what to bring. We'll have a whole section. We'll do a takeover of Starcruiser people. It was very fun. Let's see. What else do we have on here? I've missed some things. Joy says, as a first-time cruiser, I jumped at the opportunity to be on the Wish because it was Disney. Will Royal Caribbean be like the Wish on steroids? It has different vibes in that you're not waiting for like character meet and greets or anything like that, but there's lots of just opportunities to just hang out with people and just like also sit and relax, which I feel is a little bit different from a Disney cruise. I felt like there was more to do on Royal Caribbean, to be honest. If you don't bring a spare empty suitcase to Starcruiser events to bring home swag, you're doing it wrong. Bring extra underwear. Yes, actually bring extra underwear.
Diana's asked, is there an immersion dining experience on Utopia?
Oh, there is. Diana says there is an immersion dining experience.
Oh, there is.
Is it one of the, I'm assuming it's one of the like extra ones, because on Icon there was I forget exactly what they called it, but it was like Peter and Kitcher did it. Like, they did a really beautiful, it was like a supper club. And they had beautiful courses and like pairings and everything. Doug says, what is this relaxed thing you speak of? You know what? For the first time, I relaxed on Icon of the Seas. It was nice.
It's because I wasn't there. You didn't.
It was because I was there for 7 days. There was nothing else to do except
is
relax.
There a site for the ship?
There is a website for the ship, so I will be sharing. I have a link to you. I mean, you could just go Google Utopia of the Seas, and they have like a very, very fancy, flashy. It's like a flash, like literally like flash, like lots of videos and like the page scrolls and everything. Oh, the railway car dining room. Oh, interesting. But then I will be putting up a website specifically about the cruise that we were doing. I've got to finally, I have to finalize a few details, and then I'll have that website up, and then that'll have the link to book it as well. So that way, everything that I talked about here is going to be on the website. Oh, you can see my bad. You can see my clipboard the whole time. My 8-year-old lives for karaoke when you're on cruise. It was really cute. The karaoke was fun. They had like kids karaoke times. They had teen and family karaoke times, and then they had like, it was after a certain time. They're like, all right, kids, you got to go. And then it's like the adults. I think, is that everything? Did we answer all the questions? Did we do all the things?
I think we talked about the things that we wanted to talk about.
We did.
We answered the questions that we saw.
Let's see. Is there a benefit or incentive to booking early? So the beautiful thing about having the group space is that we have the group space. So we don't have to worry too much about it selling out. Now, if you're wanting a different type of room outside of what's in the group space, then I would say yes to book it. But we have some pricing locked in at the moment. I'm trying to get honestly, like really and truly, I'll be completely candid with you. I'm trying to get better pricing locked in for people.
I think kind of Katie's hitting on that. Like there's
Yeah. So there's some deals that they're running right now that are really good, and I'm trying to make sure that I can have
the really good one.
that those prices are locked in for everybody, regardless of when you're booking the cruise. But it will be similar to, in terms of like pricing. It's if you're booking within the room block, it's $200 $200 per cabin to lock in your cruise, and then you have until 90 days before the cruise to pay your final payment, which will be sometime in December. Utopia is massive. Yes.
And that's not the big one, right?
No, it's not the biggest one. So it is a smaller ship than the Icon of the Seas, which was the one that I went on. That's the Icon class. This is Oasis class, which is a step below, but it's still a very, very big ship. I don't think you'll notice too much of a difference between the two ships. But bigger than a Disney cruise ship. Because when we were in Nassau, I don't know if you remember, like we saw
I remember
all the ships, and I was like, those are big ships. The Royal Caribbean ones are big ships compared to Disney. So we'll only have 3 nights there. I can guarantee you will not be bored, even if you stay on the ship the entire time. But please get off at Coco Cay. It's so nice. It was so nice. I'm so excited. Soft serve everywhere. Jeffrey says, I think a YouTuber who ice skates in their shows is doing the inaugural cruise. Yeah, they have an ice skating rink on the cruise ship. They have an aqua theater on the cruise ship. They have a theater on the cruise ship. Like they've got
a lot of stuff.
They've got a lot of stuff going on. There's something for everybody. It's going to be a wonderful. I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited. I'm so excited we can finally talk about it too, because you and I have been talking about it, and I'm sure you're sick of me talking about it at this point.
Again, the only chiming in I would do is like, just make sure we have a space.
We have space.
So
we have space.
That was my sense. So you guys could welcome me for that.
Starcruiser on ice. Utopia is only 10 feet less on Icon of the Seas. Yeah, it's from what I can tell, like looking at it online, I'm like, this has pretty much everything that the Icon of the Seas has, except it doesn't have that really loud kids area that my room was on the side of. Yes, good call, Galen. Happy Memorial Day to all the veterans out there that are watching. But I think that's it. I think we've covered all the bases. Like I said, I'm still working out some final details. Hopefully I get them worked out the early part of the week, and then we can...
Where are you going to share it? Facebook's,
Instagrams.
Okay.
I think Facebook and Instagram probably. I considered putting out like an interest form for anybody and then just blasting out an email, but I figure I could just put an email out or just put it out on social media to everybody. You guys are all here because of what we put out on social media, so I can put it out on Facebook and Instagram, and then we can just get people booking.
Yeah. Because
last time I did an interest form, and it was then we didn't do the group cruise, or we didn't do like a group with Disney. We ended up doing it individually.
It's like 10 feet.
Yeah, literally 10 feet. That ship was big. Get you if you downloaded the Habitat app, you will get your steps in every day on that cruise ship.
Jeffrey's in.
It will be a great time. But I think that's it. I think we're good. We've covered it all. Like I said, we will be doing our normal live on Thursday. We'll talk about Spooky Explorers Club then.
Yeah.
The whole other.
I'm going to talk with Aaron.
Yeah, we'll get to talk with Aaron. That's a whole other group trip. If you haven't seen that, go check out that video. The whole other group trip that I've been planning and just launched last week. So it's been a busy few weeks over here.
Yeah.
And we're not done.
No.
It's
almost summertime, so.
Oh, Kitra's here. Love you too. Miss you. Miss all of our friends. We got a couple months before we see everybody.
Get them on there.
On the cruise.
Gotta go bye.
I think we can convince them to go. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. I think we're good.
Okay.
We will see you guys Thursday.
Love you guys.
Bye. 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 Bye.